Hare Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna Sanya Vinam Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Sanya Vinam.
हरे कृष्णा वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय नामाचार्य शीला हरिदास ठाकुर की जय शीला प्रभुपाद की जय assembled devotees की जय हरे कृष्णा please accept my humble obeisances. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas, welcoming all of you to Bhakti Sangha conference call. I thank all of you for attending this session. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. I would like to read the 10 offenses to the holy name which are to be avoided, written by Srila Vyasadeva in Padma Puranam. 1. To blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life for propagating the holy name of the Lord. 2. To consider the name of demigods like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma to be equal or to be independent of the name of Lord Vishnu. 3. To disobey the order of the spiritual master. 4. To blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or scriptures in pursuance to the Vedic version. 5. To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be an imagination. 6. To give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 7. To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name. 8. To consider the chanting of Hare Krishna as one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in Vedas as fruitive activity karma kanda. 9. To instruct a faithless person about the glories of the holy name. 10. To not have a complete faith in chanting of the holy name and to maintain material attachment even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to achieve the desired success of Krishna Prema. Once again, I thank everyone for joining today's Bhakti Sangha conference call. Before we move on to the next part of the session, which is Srimad Bhagavatam class, may I know who all joined this morning?
Hare Krishna Vinita Gandharvika Mataji Dandavat Pranam Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Priti Dasi from Charlotte. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Priti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your recitation. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna.
Is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Okay, I can chant. A few minutes I will chant and then I'll hand over to
Hare Krishna, Master. Hare Krishna. My pranams to all the assembled devotees, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. This is Sundarangi Radha Devi Dasi from India. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna Sundarangi Radha Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining every day, giving your recitation. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Shyama Gauri Devdasi from Charlotte.
Hare Krishna Shama Gauri Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation every single day, and all glories to your wonderful services to the group, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Dr. Babu Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you, Prabhuji, for joining every day for chanting and Srimad Bhagavatam class, giving your recitation. Welcome to the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, is there anybody who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. I think Maharaj joined and left the call. I think there is some internet issue. Before Maharaj joins, let's finish the introduction. Then yes, Maharaj is also joining. Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to Bhakti Sangha conference call. Today we are very fortunate to have His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj to enlighten us on the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 3rd chapter, 20 and 21 words. Before I hand over the call to Maharaj, I request Ayan Prabhu to take over from here and give a brief introduction about Maharaj. Over to you, Ayan.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danat Pranam. I offer my obeisances to all the assembled devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Here is a brief introduction for our dear speaker, His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj. Maharaj is among the senior most disciples of His Holiness Loknath Swami Maharaj. Maharaj is an international motivational speaker, leadership trainer, and a renowned youth preacher. He specializes in inspiring and empowering people to realize their true selves. As a keynote speaker, thousands of people have discovered a new light from his energetic workshops worldwide. He is basically from Mauritius, where he came in contact with ISKCON in 1982. In 1986, Maharaj joined the Brahmachari ashram, dedicated his life to the mission. From 1988 to 1992, he served as a Sankirtan leader in Mauritius. Maharaj has served as temple president in Mauritius and in Nagpur, India, for several years. Maharaj has traveled to many countries and is very active in preaching in Nordia, Delhi, Europe, South Africa, Italy, England, and many other places. Maharaj has managed interfaith events, bringing together the communities of different religious faiths in order to strengthen their faith and belief in God together. He has opened ISKCON preaching centers all over the world. Maharaj is popular for his outstanding lectures and seminars about the philosophy of Krishna consciousness with an expert hand in bhajan and kirtans. Maharaj has been instrumental in providing the teachings of Vedic scriptures, the Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. For the past few years and at present, Maharaj is a lecturer at the Vaishnava Institute of Higher Education in Sri Vrindavan Dham, India. Maharaj has also been an inspirational coordinator to various international level festivals in Mauritius. He has managed the famous three-day Rath Yatra festival in Mauritius, which was attended by thousands of guests. Here goes the brief introduction for Maharaj. Over to you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Ayan. Thank you so much for coming on the call and reading the introduction. We are grateful for your services. Hare Krishna. Okay. I don't see Maharaj joining. We will pause the recording here and wait for Maharaj. I will chant by the time Maharaj joins in. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram 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 Hare Maharaj is there on the call now. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to your wonderful services, Maharaj. Are you ready now?
Hare
Yes.
Krishna.
Hare
Yes, Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Nice to see you, Maharaj, after a long time. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to your wonderful services. We are very happy to have you on the call, Maharaj. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 3rd chapter, 20 and 21st verse, Maharaj.
Yeah.
Over to you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone, all devotees, wonderful devotees, for giving me this opportunity to once again speaking on Srimad Bhagavatam for the pleasure of the Lord and Srila Prabhupada. Somebody is going to show the verse on the screen, or I can just have my...
I can do that, Maharaj. I'm just pulling it out.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaivam Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtapresha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatirtama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So this is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 3, and this is text 20 and 21. Ekantino yashana kanchanatam vanchanti yevai bhagavat prapanna atyadbhutam takcharitam sumangalam gayanta ananda samudra magna tamaksharam brahma param paresham avyaktam adhyatmika yoga sagamyam atindriyam sukshmam ivati doram anantamad adyam paripurna namide. This is translation. And Lord, devotees who have no desire other than to serve the Lord, worship Him in full surrender, and always hear and chant about His activities, which are most wonderful and auspicious. Thus, they always merge in an ocean of transcendental bliss. Such devotees never ask the Lord for any benediction. I, however, am in danger. Thus, I pray to that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is eternally existing, who is invisible, who is the Lord of the great personalities, who is the Lord of all great personalities, such as Brahma, and who is available only by transcendental bhakti yoga. Being extremely subtle, he is beyond the reach of any senses and transcendental to all external realization. He is unlimited. He is original cause, and he is completely full in everything. I offer my obeisances unto him. Purport. By His Divine Grace, it's Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Anya bilasita sunyam jnana karma dhyana vritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhaktiruttama. So this is from Bhakti Rasamrita Sundar 1:111. Once who rendered transcendental loving service to the Supreme Lord, Krishna favorably and without desire for material profit or gain through fruitive activities or philosophical speculation, that is called pure devotional service. Unalloyed devotees have nothing to ask from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Gajendra, the king of the elephants, was circumstantially asking for an immediate benediction because he had no other way to be rescued. Sometime when there is no alternative, a pure devotee, being fully dependent on the mercy of the Supreme Lord, prays for some benediction. But in such a prayer, there is also regret. One always hears and chant about the transcendental pastimes of the Lord is always situated on the platform on which he has nothing to ask in terms of material benefits. Unless one is a completely pure devotee, one cannot enjoy the transcendental bliss derived from chanting and dancing in the ecstasy of the Sankirtan movement. Such ecstasy is not possible for an ordinary devotee. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed us how one can enjoy transcendental bliss simply by chanting, hearing, and dancing in ecstasy. This is Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, the king of the elephants, Gajendra, said Adhyatmika Yoga Gamyam, indicating that unless one is situated on this transcendental platform, one cannot approach the Supreme Lord. The benediction of being able to approach the Lord can be achieved after many, many births, yet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has awarded this benediction to everyone, even to the fallen soul who have no heritage of anything in spiritual life. That is actually being seen in the Krishna consciousness movement. Therefore, the path of Bhakti Yoga is a spotless process by which to approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Bhaktyamam ekaya grahya. Only through devotional service can one approach the Supreme Lord. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 7.1, Maya saktamana parta yogam yunjanmadasraha asamsayam samagram mam atagya syasi taksvrinu. Now hear, O son of Pritha, Arjuna, how by practicing yoga I know full consciousness of me. With mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubts, simply by being attached to Krishna consciousness and by thinking of the lotus feet of Krishna constantly. One can fully understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead without a doubt. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chaksaran Miritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manovistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamayam Dadati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastite Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Pancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaivacha Paridhanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So I'd like to express again my heartfelt joy for being here also, for inviting me to give this class today. And this is the continuation of the story of Gajendra, who was caught, and they are pulling each other. The crocodile is trying to pull the elephant into the water, and the elephant is also trying to pull the crocodile on the land. That's the background of that story. And normally crocodile is stronger in water. Elephant is strong in on the land. So that's why here Gajendra is not able to free himself, because it's his water, and crocodile is stronger in the water, and crocodile has more strength, supporters, resting, and the food, everything the crocodile will get, whereas Gajendra is not his place. So one lesson that we can learn from that also, like, if we away from Krishna, we'll be always get caught up by Maya, because we're not at home. Our shelter, we should take shelter of Krishna. If we don't take shelter of Krishna, then Maya will catch us, right? And we'll become weak and weak and weak. So that's the story now. Gajendra is praying. Of course, Gajendra did not take any name, calling out any name. Even the names of demigods, he did not call for help. Not Shiva, not Brahma, not Ganesh, not Indra. Not even the names of Krishna also. He did not take the names of Krishna. He was just mentioning the creator, the maintainer, the well-wisher, the best friend, all these names. But who is that? This qualification belongs to Lord Vishnu. So that's why Lord Vishnu came, because he's the one who has all his qualities mentioned by Gajendra. Shiva could not go, Brahma could not go. Only Vishnu came on Garuda. I have also heard some explanation, like he was so quick, swift deliverer. Vishnu is called a swift deliverer. He comes quickly. Even Garuda was a bit slow. He just went zhup, because my devotee is calling me. So here, Gajendra is calling for the Lord for help, right? And devotees, pure devotees, they don't have any other desires. Prabhupada is mentioning in the purports. The desires for the pure devotees only is to serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When Prahlad Maharaj, Nrsimhadev was asking Prahlad Maharaj, please ask me any boon. I want to give you some boon. You can ask me for any boon. Prahlad Maharaj is one of the Mahajani. He said, my Lord, I don't know any other relationship. Our relationship, he said, don't try to allure me with all these desires. I have enough of all these name, fame, glory, all position, but don't try to allure me again with all these material desires. I have enough. So, and then he said, if you want to give me some blessing, you just give me the blessing. If ever you want to give me, he's not asking. If ever you want to give me the boon that I should not be having any desire. That desire should not sprout from the core of my heart. That's what Prahlad Maharaj said. Give me the blessing that desire do not sprout from the core of my heart. Do not grow. That's what he asked. So, otherwise, there's no greater desire than to serve the Lord. Many devotees, they also repent. They repenting that they had the opportunity to meet the Lord and ask for devotional service, asking for the deliverance, asking for deliverance, asking to be delivered, but instead they have been asking for something that will put them more into entanglement. We have a few examples, like even Devahuti. Devahuti, she was married to Kardama Muni. So And at the end, Kadama Muni gave her 9 daughters. And then Kadama Muni left, took sannyas again, renounced everything. Yeah, before he renounced, he had offered the aerial mansion that can fly at the speed of the mind. And Devahuti had it too, not of the country, not of the planet, but of the universe. He had a tour of the universe in the aerial mansion. But then at the end, when Kadama Muni left, he renounced everything, took sannyas, and Devahuti was regretting, and she was lamenting. She said that I had the opportunity to ask, by associating with my husband to a sadhu, I had the opportunity to ask the sadhu, he's talking about her husband, for deliverance, to be delivered. But instead, I've been asking for something that would put me more into entanglement. That's what she was lamenting bitterly. Dhruva Maharaj also. Dhruva Maharaj said that he had the opportunity to be delivered, but what he had been asking for something that would put him more into entanglement. Right? So, yes, that's the benediction that devotees ask for. To be delivered, to serve the Lord, service opportunity. But here, Prabhupada is explaining, a pure devotees, the bhakti, the devotion is ahaituki, anya bilasita sunyam, jnana karma anavritam, anukulena krishnanu, silanam bhakti uttamam. Bhakti should be, Prabhupada is giving that sloka, anya. Anya means anya bilasita, abilasa, no desires. Anya, no desires, anya abilasa. Sunyam, sorry, not abilasa, but abilasita. Anya abilasita sunyam. So abilasita sunyam, desires should be 0. Jnana karma adi. Jnana also should be bereft, devoid of jnana and karma. Not covered. Avritam, not be covered by jnana and karma. Anya abilasita sunyam, jnana karma anavritam, anukulyena. So devotional service should be also
Yes, we cannot hear Maharaj. Maybe it's internet. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare.
Krishna.
Yes, Maharaj, now we can hear you.
Disconnect, sorry. Yes, and Krishnanu. Krishnanu means all the Vishnu Tadva, or Krishna, or Gurudev also, because the word Krishna is mentioned. Every single word mentioned by Rupa Goswami, very, very valuable. And then it becomes Silanam Bhakti, Uttama Bhakti. That is Uttama Bhakti. So, but here, it speaks about calling for the Lord for help. Is that Uttama Bhakti or not? Is calling for the Lord for help, like Draupadi also. Draupadi in the assembly hall, and the Kauravas, they were actually disrobing Draupadi. So disrobing Draupadi, and Draupadi is calling for help. As you know, Draupadi, first of all, she was asking for help from the husbands, but no one was able to help. Then at last, of course, she was asking for help, 50%, one hand covering a body, another hand, she was calling for Krishna, raising her hand into, but still Krishna did not come. When at last, when she actually held both hands up, and then Krishna started to help. Bhakti Anukul. Bhakti should be Anukul, favorable. The meaning, the description of Bhakti is, should be favorable with the intention to please Krishna. That's the point. That's the meaning of Bhakti, the description of Bhakti, definition of Bhakti. It should be favorable, and with the intention to please Krishna. That is the meaning of Bhakti. But here, Gajendra is calling for help. For himself. Draupadi is also calling for help. She's calling Krishna to help her. But that doesn't match with the meaning, with the meaning of bhakti. I've said already, bhakti means should be favorable and with the intention to please Krishna. But Draupadi is calling for Krishna for own help, not to please Krishna. Gajendra also is calling for help from the Lord, but that help for himself, not to please, that's not meant to please Krishna, it's just for himself. So how can the service, this calling out, be pure devotion? How can the Draupadi calling out for Krishna be pure devotion? Because Draupadi is a pure devotee. Draupadi is doing pure bhakti. She's not doing karma kand. She's not a jnani. She's not a yogi. She's performing pure bhakti. But how is it that she's calling for the Lord to come and help me? That is pure bhakti. That's a question here. Okay, let us go with we'll come to that point again. Let us go with Kans Maharaj. Kans, he was thinking of Krishna 24 hours. He looks like a pure devotee. He's thinking of Krishna 24 hours. Looks like he's a pure devotee. Right? Because he was thinking of Krishna 24 hours. Is that pure devotion? Of course not. Because his intention was wrong. Intention was bad. He was thinking of Krishna. He was so scared, so afraid that he was thinking of Krishna. But the intention of thinking of Krishna is not to serve Krishna, but to kill Krishna. So it's not anukul, it is pratikul. Right? This kind of thinking is pratikul. It's not favorable, unfavorable. So that's what makes him non-devotee. Right? So when he was combing his hair, in the mirror he would see Krishna. Instead of his own reflection, he would see Krishna. When he was eating in the katori, instead of seeing the sabji, he would be seeing Krishna, many Krishna in the katori. When his two wives are coming near him, and he sees two Krishna coming, he was so afraid, scared, that Krishna would kill him anytime. But he was thinking of Krishna. But this is not favorable. This is unpratikul and favorable. It's not pure devotion. Right? And then we have Sabri Mata also, Sabri Devi. Sabri, before offering to the Lord, she was tasting that fruit. One may say that this is not pure bhakti. But this is pure bhakti, because I said already the meaning of bhakti means it should be favorable, but with the intention to please the Lord. That's the meaning. But Sabri's intention was like that. Sabri's intention was meant, tasting the fruit before offering to Ramachandra, was meant to please the Lord, because she wanted to give the Lord the best. We can't do that, but she did it. The meaning of her service means for the Lord, everything should be done for him for best. Best types of food, best types of sringar, most beautiful temple for the Lord, everything the best. That's the understanding of Sabri offering the fruit. So it is favorable, and also with the intention to please the Lord. And we find also Yasoda. If we say Yasoda, Yasoda Maya. Yasoda Maya was feeding Krishna milk. And at one point, the milk was boiling in the kitchen. And she just put Krishna down. And Krishna started crying. And Krishna became angry. But Yasoda went into the kitchen to save the milk from overflowing. But here it looks like Kans is the devotee, Yasoda is not the devotee, because she made Krishna cry. Krishna was crying. When she put Krishna down from her lap, when he was drinking milk, Krishna started to cry, become upset. But no, Yasoda's service is also pure. Why? Because her intention, what was her intention to put Krishna down? Her intention was to go and save the milk from the fire overflowing to serve Krishna. So her intention was good. So the intention was right. Intention was to please Krishna. So it means that what she was doing is pure devotional service. Right. So now coming back to Anya Bilasita Sunyam. So Draupadi calling out for Krishna for help. Gajendra calling Krishna for help. How can this be pure bhakti? How can this be pure devotional service? Prabhupada is telling in the purport about it. So he said that sometime, although devotees do not have any desires, but sometimes they call for help. Prabhupada is saying, right? But that is also accepted as pure devotional service, because here, this is explained, commentary given by not Baladev, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Because Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he wrote, Rupa Goswami wrote Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he has given commentary on Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. And his commentary became known as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu. Bindu, like drop. Right? Rupa Goswami has written ocean, but his commentary like a drop of water. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu Bindu commentary gave Bindu on that same verse. So then he explained that how the calling for help, Draupadi calling for help from Krishna to come and help her when they were disrobing, it is still pure devotion. It is not fruitive. It is not fruitive. It is not karmic. Why? Because sometimes devotees have some desires. So this is explained by the word Anya Bilasita, Abilasita. Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explained that he did not say Abilasa. He could have written Anya Abilasa. Abilasa means desires. So Rupa Goswami did not write Anya Abilasa. He wrote Anya Abilasita. There is a difference. So if he would have written Abilasa, then Draupadi calling for own help, that will become fruitive. It will be karmic, fruitive, right? It will be karmakand, like that. Because Rupa Goswami has written Anya Abhilasita. That's the difference. Not Abhilasa, but Abhilasita. So because the word Abhilasita is there, it means that sometimes devotees may be calling for help, but that is still pure devotion. It is not karmic, it is not fruitive. So Draupadi is calling for help to Krishna for help. That is still within the range of bhakti, pure bhakti. Although he's calling for the Lord for her own help. Remember, this is not, she is not calling to please Krishna in that sense of serving Krishna here, but she's calling for the Lord to come and help herself. So because Rupa Goswami has written the word Abhilasita, it makes the difference. If Abhilasa would be there, Abhilasa means desires. If he would have said Abhilasa, then calling for help from the Lord, that would become fruitive. Phal, karma phal, or karmic. Why is that? It's like sometime if I would ask devotees, okay, if I was some devotees, or like Shama Gauri Mataji, I'm distributing prasadam. Which one do you want, barfi or rasgulla? Definitely Mataji would say rasgulla, right? So, but this looks like desires, right? Look fruitive. If you say, if I'm distributing prasadam, they have equal power. If I ask you, which one do you want? Mataji would say, I would like rasgulla. In one sense, it looks fruitive because you're desiring one instead of the other. But no, this kind of desires we can have. Still, it is not fruitive. It is still within the range of bhakti, right? So it is not fruitive, even if we choose rasgulla. Some desires are there, right? In eating, definitely. Everybody likes rasgulla, right? So, yeah, but still it is not karmic, it is not fruitive. So here, even the pure devotee is asking for, or in that case, Gajendra is asking for the Lord to come, please and help me. That is not fruitive. It is still within the range of bhakti. Because Draupadi is a pure devotee. So Draupadi is a pure devotee. She is not asking for fruitive phal, karma phal. Whatever she does is pure devotional service. So this is why Rupa Goswami, he has written the verse like that. Every single word in that verse is very, very important. Every single word in that verse. Anya abhilasita. Anya bilasita. No other desires. It should be, other desires should be sunya, zero. Jnana karma should be devoid of jnana and karma. They say sometimes bhakti depends on jnana. We have to have some jnana to get bhakti, right? Prabhupada said also, he said that philosophy without religion is philosophy without religion is speculation, and religion without philosophy is sentimental. of fanaticism, fanatics, right? So we have to have some knowledge. If you want to go and buy gold, you have to have some knowledge about gold, otherwise you'll be cheated. If you want to search for a guru, you have to have some knowledge, otherwise you will be cheated, right? Who is guru, who is not guru? So there is a harmony between Gyan and Bhakti. But that does not necessarily mean that Bhakti depends on Gyan. There is harmony. Yes. Because Bhakti is its own fruits. Bhakti is its own results, own authority. The other process, Jnana and Karma, Astanga Yoga, depends on Bhakti to become perfect. They all depends on Bhakti to become perfect. But Bhakti does not necessarily depend on the others. Bhakti is its own authority. Bhakti is its own fruit. And Bhakti give rise to Bhakti only. Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport that many people became devotees. Prabhupada's time, Mahaprabhu's time, and that was by the mercy. There was no requirement of previous karma. Prabhupada is saying in the purport, right? That's the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Many people who joined, they became devotees by the mercy of the holy name of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Where are the other processes? It requires from previous credit, from previous life. But Bhakti is so powerful. Bhakti is unique. Even in this lifetime, we don't require any pious credit from previous life. In this lifetime, we have seen, Prabhupada is saying, we have seen from the Western, when Prabhupada went to America, so many hippies joined, and they didn't have any pious credit from previous life, right? That's the uniqueness of Bhakti. For other processes that require some conditions, some principle is required. But Bhakti doesn't need all that. Bhakti is its own fruit, right? So, and at the end, Krishna is saying, only through Bhakti one can understand him. No other process. Many times I've said, although Krishna has spoken about, Bhagavad Gita speaks about Karma Yoga, beginning Karma Yoga, and then Jnana Yoga, and then Astanga Yoga. And then at the end, Krishna said, Sarvadharman Pariraja, just give up all this. And surrender to me as Bhakti. And we say Bhagavad Gita also is divided into 3 parts. The first 6 chapters about Karma Yoga. Last 6 chapters about Jnana Yoga. Only the middle 6 chapters about Bhakti Yoga. But still, you will find Bhakti Yoga all over the Bhagavad Gita. Even in chapter 6, Yoginam api sarvesam. About the yogis who is the highest one who think of me, that's Bhakti. Chapter 6. In chapter 18, Sarvadharman Paritaja, that's Bhakti. Manmana Bhava Mad Bhakti, that's Bhakti. Bhakti is all over in Bhagavad Gita. I used to give the example. Somebody is sitting for the exam, right? Someone is sitting for the exam. The question paper comes to him. He's sitting on the table. You know, when you sit for the exam, you have to read the condition first, right? There's some condition you have to read. But he did not read that. He started giving the answer, writing the answer. 30 questions were there. He started writing the answer of the question. But then at the end, the condition he was reading, that it is said, the condition, he's reading the condition now. He's saying, do not write anything. Just write your name and give the paper back. Now he has failed, right? Because it is said that do not write anything, just write your name and give the paper back. So similarly, Krishna is saying about Gita, about Karma Yoga first, and then Jnana Yoga, and then Astanga Yoga. And then at the end, he said, no, 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 not all this. Give it up. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Only through bhakti you can know me. So the other process supposed to be culminating. They're supposed to be culminating in bhakti yoga. So it's a very, very actually beautiful verse. Also, Prabhupada is saying that pure devotees, Kinchana, they don't want airs, material desires, they just want to serve the Lord as pure bhakti. Pure bhakti also attracts Krishna. Krishna is called Ajit, right? Krishna is Ajit and conquerable, but still he can be conquered only through bhakti. And this is why Krishna bowed down to Srimati Radharani, because Radharani is representative of full bhakti, devotion. She has bhakti, so much bhakti devotion to the Lord. Even sometimes Krishna would be bowing down to him, to her, right? And she conquers Krishna also because Krishna is Madan Mohan, but Radharani is Madan Mohan Mohini. Krishna's Madan Mohan means the attractor of Cupid, but Radharani is the attractor of the attractor of Cupid. That is Krishna. She attracts Krishna, right? She's greater, means one sense. She can conquer Krishna with bhakti. So, yes, I was just saying earlier that devotees, they don't want to miss the opportunity rather than serving, only serving the Lord, right? They don't want to miss that opportunity, like Prahlad Maharaj is saying, I don't want anything, my dear Lord. I don't want anything. I have so much experience of wealth, name, fame, glory, because he was a prince. He was a prince. He said that don't try to allure me again and again. So in this material world, material desires could be, because it is a relative world. It is a relativity. So benediction can be, auspiciousness can become inauspicious. Inauspicious can become auspicious. Right. Something which is auspicious can be turned into inauspicious. Like a boon can also be accursed. Right. A boon can become a curse, or a curse can become a boon also. Right. We have the example of Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj was cursed. He was cursed to die in 7 days. That was a curse. But that curse turned out transform into a auspiciousness, into positivity. So because he was cursed, that was a curse that is inauspicious, but that was transformed into auspiciousness. Because of that curse, he left everything, he abandoned his kingdom, and he went to the forest, to the Ganga, to meet his spiritual master, listening 7 days Bhagavatam, and then he went back to Godhead. So was that a curse? He was cursed to be beaten by a snake bird in 7 days. Was it really a curse? But that was a mercy in one sense, mercy in disguise. There are many examples like that in Bhagavatam, right? So something which is auspicious can be transformed into inauspicious. Something inauspicious can be auspicious. That's why material nature is always giving the people kick, right? Maya dakshina prakriti sweti characharam, or Devi sagunamai mama maya durataya. Very, very difficult to overcome. I want to give one example to try to understand this point. Curse and mercy and benediction. One time there was, you heard of Akbar, right? Akbar, yes. Akbar, his minister was called Bilwar. So Akbar, he was coming out from the room in the balcony. He came out to the balcony, and there was a fly flying there, and he was trying to avoid it, just slipped and fell down, broke his hand and legs. Akbar. But before that happened, he saw, early morning, he saw his dhobi, washerman, face to face. Dhobi was distant, but he saw him, look at his dhobi, and dhobi looked at him. So then he slipped, and then he fell, he broke his hand and legs, and he was bedridden next day with plasters. And his ministers came and asked, "Oh, my dear king, what happened to you?" "Oh, I slipped. I was trying to avoid this fly, and I fell and broke my hand and legs." And the minister asked him, whose face you saw in the early morning? And the king said, remember, he said, yeah, I saw the dhobi. Early morning, I saw my dhobi. And then the minister said, "My dear king, this darshan of your body, of your dhobi, is very, very inauspicious. You should give the permission. We are going to chop his head. We're going to kill him, because that he was a cause of your fall down. Inauspicious." And the king said, okay, he gave the permission, go. Chopped off his head. And the news reached the dhobi that the king is they're going to chop off his head, because the king saw him in the early morning, and the king fell down, broke his hand and leg. And the dhobi was worried. And that dhobi went and met Bilbar. Bilbar was very witty. Told Bilbar what's happening. They're going to kill me because the king saw me in the early morning. He fell down, breaking his head, his legs and feet, and hand also. And Bilbar told him, don't worry. We'll do something for you. And then the next day, Bilbar came to the king. He said, "The king, my dear king, I heard that you're going to chop off the head of the dhobi because you saw him early morning, and that's why I became the cause of your auspiciousness." The king said, yes, need to be killed. But then Bilbar told the king, "But my dear king, let me tell you something. You saw the dhobi in the morning, and you fell down, breaking your legs and hand. That's all what happened to you. But let me tell you, my dear king, that dhobi saw your face in the early morning. The dhobi also, he saw your face, seeing your face in the early morning. Now his head is going to be chopped off. So you are also inauspicious for him, because he also saw you in the morning. And now his head is going to be killed. So who is more inauspicious, you or him?" You just saw him, you fell down, breaking your hand and leg, but he saw you. Now his head is going to be chopped. So you are more inauspicious. So the point I wanted to make, auspicious and inauspiciousness, they are relative concept. Right? So good or bad, they are relative concept. Something good can be bad, and something bad can be also good. Right? So we see that many times the benediction or the mercy, the mercy in disguise, we say mercy in disguise, right? Dhruva Maharaj got mercy in disguise. Many things, they can be mercy in disguise. Even Kunti Devi is asking, "Oh my Lord, please give me more pain, give me more suffering, so that I can think of you more and more." If we get wealth, and then we may forget you. So that wealth can become the cause of inauspiciousness. So we have to know in this world, because this is a relative world, everything is harsha shok. Everything has two-sided. Harsha shok means the cause of jubilation and the cause of suffering. So the Lord sometimes, especially for his devotees, He doesn't satisfy the material desires of the devotees. Sometimes he does. Sometimes the Lord satisfying the material desires of his pure devotees, but just to give lesson. Most of the time he doesn't satisfy. For the karmi, satisfy the desires. For the jnani, satisfying the desires by giving them this Brahmajyoti. For the yogis, satisfying the desires by giving them mystic powers. But for the devotees, doesn't satisfy the material desires. But sometimes he does, just to teach them as a lesson. Right? He satisfies the desires for the devotees. But most of the time, he satisfies their spiritual desires for the pure devotees, not the material desires. Because the demigods, they can fulfill desires easily, because Prabhupada said demigods are like shopkeeper. If a child go to the shopkeeper, want to buy some cigarettes, shopkeeper will give, because he's getting money. Demigods are like that. Whatever you give them, they will satisfy, and they will award the fruits, because they're getting something. But Krishna is like a father. If the child is asking, Father, give me cigarettes, Father would chastise. Right? So this is Krishna. Krishna fulfill desire definitely, but spiritual desires for the devotees. And Krishna, from time immemorial, is calling out his devotee. He's calling out his devotee. He's making phone call. It's like, if your friend calls you, your best friend calls you one day, one call, you don't pick it up. He call for the second time, you don't pick it up. And third time he calls you, just cut the call, you don't take. And fourth time you also cut down the call, you don't take it. Okay, then the friend may be calling you a fifth time. Maybe last time he would say, okay, let me call you a last time, fifth time. But Krishna has been calling us from time immemorial, years after years, ages after ages, and still is not giving up. Your friend may give up 5 times, okay, not more. But Krishna still is not giving up to now. And what is a phone call? Yes, he's been sending Prabhupada. He's sending Bhagavad Gita. He's sending the deities for darshan. Association of devotees. ISKCON. Holy name. Bhagavad Gita. Prasadam. This is a phone call. Of course, prasadam is a easy call, right? Easiest call. That call everyone takes. When it comes to prasadam, no one missed that call, right? So Krishna is calling us from time immemorial. And how many times we have taken birth, do you know? If you go to the seaside, you collect all the sand at the seaside, and you count the grain of sand at the seaside. How many grains of sand? That many births we have taken. And Krishna has been making phone calling us. And we're not picking the phone. We're not responding to Krishna. Although Krishna is making phone call in these forms that I've just mentioned. Bhagavad Gita, Prasadam, Holy Name, Holy Dham. But still is not giving up. Although sometime we may be going also in the cockroach body, is with us. He's our great well-wisher. Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. Suridam, best friend. You know, when we speak about friendship, a few words in Sanskrit. In English, there is only friend. Like, that's all. One word only. In Sanskrit, there is what we call mitra. Then bandhu. Bandhu means official friend. Or your relative also, you can call them bandhu. Right? But Suridam also means best friend. But what kind of friend is the best friend? Suridam, Rida means heart. Surida means good heart. Right? Prabhupada write, when he write letter, he say, your ever well wisher. So that is the meaning of Suridam, means your ever well wisher, one who wishes good for you. Whereas a good friend, sometimes is a good friend because as long as you satisfy him, you see sign gratification, you're his good friend. Right? But Krishna is not like that. Krishna is the best friend, the best well-wisher of everyone. And he's eternally our companion. Eternally accompany us. No matter which body we take, 8,400,000. Even if we take the body of a cockroach, even if we take the body of an elephant, ants, whatever, dirty animal we may take, or pigs, what does Krishna have to do to come in this body? But still, because he's the best well-wisher, right? He's accompanying us and he's making phone call from time to time. Still, we're not picking up. He's waiting. So this is why Shastra says, Jeev jago, Gaura Chandra bole, Kota nidra jao maya, pisa chira kore. How long, how many times are you going to sleep in this lap of which called mind? He's sleeping. He's sleeping many births. So this is why here in that story also, Gajendra is calling, Krishna is waiting. And Krishna never give up. Even the living entity try to compete with God. We want to enjoy like God. And God so mercifully created a place. He said, okay, you want to enjoy? Go to the earthly planet. Shup, in prison house. That's where we are. Because we want to enjoy. We want to be the boss. And again, he's more merciful. He makes himself invisible on this planet so that we may think that I am the boss. Right? He makes himself invisible that I may think, oh, I am the boss. And he put us here so mercifully, doing everything for us. He gives us his position. I mean, who can do that? If you're working in office, somebody wants your position, and then you just give him your position. No one would do that, but Krishna is doing it. He doesn't mind. But still is looking forward to meet with his devotees. This is called Suridam. Suridam, Surit means best friend, well-wisher, one who wishes always good, and that is called Surita. Surit, Rita means Hridai, heart, good heart, right? A good heart. So, Fix explained that the relationship of karmis with God, the relationship is lost. The karmis, materialistic people, what is the relationship with God? The relationship is lost. And Jnani's relationship with God is denied. They denied, they don't speak about relationship, Jnanis. Yogi's relationship is with Paramatma. Only devotees, only bhaktas relationship with Bhagavan. Right? Only bhaktas relationships fully with Bhagavan. So this is our best friend. Krishna is a well-wisher. In friendship in this, there is friendship everywhere. Even between husband and wife, there's friendship. Between children and parent, there is kind of friendship. Between friend and friend, there is friendship. Between country and country, another country, there is friendship. Between neighbors and neighbors, there is friendship. But this kind of friendship, they are not eternal. They're also temporary. When something goes wrong between two countries, there is big war, big fight. But our real eternal relationship is with Krishna. That's why I say, Bhoktarang Yagdapasam Sarvaloka Maheshwaram is the enjoyer of all our sacrifices we do. And Sarvaloka Maheshwaram is the owner, proprietor of all the planets and is our well-wisher, best friend. So this is real friendship. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Only Krishna. So the Gopas also thinking sometime, what have I done? Gopa is thinking, what have I done for Krishna to become my best friend? We don't deserve. You're so small. Krishna is big. And we don't deserve that friendship. But Krishna can go to any extent because he had promised in Bhagavad Gita, Name Bhakta Pranashati, my devotee never perish. I can go to the extent. What extent? He can take the form of a half man, half lion. He can take the form of a boar incarnation. I mean, this boar means pig in one sense, is condemned. The body of a fish also is condemned in Shastra. But he can go to that extent to become a fish, to become half man, half lion, to become a boar incarnation. He doesn't mind. He can go to that extent, but for the purpose of protecting his devotee. If you want to go to city, anyone want to go to city, you want to dress nicely, right? Otherwise, what people will think about him. So Krishna can come any form. He doesn't care. He doesn't mind what people are going to tell about him. Because he has to save the lives of his devotee. And that he has promised to Arjuna. Name Bhakta Pranashati, that my devotee never perish. So here in that context also, I heard like that also from another Acharya. Vishnu just left. Garuda was too slow. He just left and came to protect his devotee. One time Krishna was in Dwarka. He was taking prasadam. And his devotee was calling him on this planet Earth. But this time the devotee was calling Gurudev, Gurudev, Gurudev. And Krishna just jumped up from his prasadam table, just ready to go. And Rukmini said, hey, my lord, what happened to you? Why are you behaving like this? Are you pagal? And Krishna said, no, my devotee is calling me, I have to go. And Rukmini said, but that's happened every day, all the time it happened, but you don't behave like that. You take your time. And Krishna said, no, all the time they call me my name. They call Krishna, Krishna. Hey, Krishna, help. But this time he's calling Gurudev, Gurudev, I must go. Right? So Gurudev is higher, right? Gurudev, is calling Gurudev. So one who says that he's my devotee is not my devotee. One who says he's devotee of my devotee is my devotee. And that Gajendra was King Indradumna before. He also had his Gurudev. And that's why he could remember the mantra to call for Krishna. Because in his previous life, he was Indradumna, King Indradumna. And he could remember the mantra. And then he was offering that mantra to the Lord by picking up a flower to offer the Lord. And the Lord descended to protect him. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Shri Prabhupada ki, Jai Gaur Premanande.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Maharaj, for such a beautiful class. Very grateful to you. I liked all the examples that you gave, especially that instructions reading before you write the exam. So that was very nice. So Krishna gave us everything, but he's saying, surrender unto him. That's the main thing. And the utmost is bhakti yoga, not to follow other things. Yeah, thank you so much, Maharaj, for such a beautiful class. Very, very grateful to you. And also I like many points, like how Draupadi was calling Krishna, and every devotee how they are calling. It's also very nice to think how we should be very eager to call Krishna, whatever in situation we are. Our only protection should be Krishna. Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you. Very grateful to you. Shamgauri Mataji, you have any question?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for the wonderful class. Like Draupadi is calling. Or just like a pure bhakti.
Did not share here, it was broken a little bit. Mataji, repeat.
Is it called like karma mishra bhakti or pure bhakti?
Calling for Krishna help for Draupadi is pure bhakti. Because Draupadi is a pure devotee. Calling for Krishna is pure bhakti. That's what Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explained in the word, using the word Anya Bilasita Sunya Jnana Karmadi Anartha Al Abilasita. Right?
Yeah.
Because even though it's calling for help, but because the word Abilasita, some desire is there in the devotee. But that desires is not devoid of pure bhakti. It's still pure bhakti, even if she's calling for help. Yes. And
thank you, Maharaj.
If the word Abhilasa would have been used there, Anya Abhilasa, then calling for Krishna for own help, that would become fruitive. But Draupadi is pure devotee. Whatever she's doing pure devotional service. Any other question, Mataji?
Yeah. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Any more questions for Maharaj? Any realizations? I can see the chat message if there is anything in there. Yeah, Shivani Mataji is saying, thank you, Maharaj, for the beautiful class. Very, very grateful to you. Srinivas Prabhu is saying, thank you, Maharaj, for such a beautiful class and examples. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay. If there are no more questions, we can end the call here. I would like to offer my obeisances to Maharaj and all the assembled devotees. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya kripa sindhu.
वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo
पतितानां
Namo Namaha
पावनेभ्यो
Hanante Koti
वैष्णवेभ्यो
Vaishnava Ki Jai
नमो
Srila
नमः
Prabhupada Ki Jai. His Grace Sundar Chaitanya Goswami Maharaj Ki, His Holiness Sundar Chaitanya Swami
जय
Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
जय
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you
Hare
so much.
Krishna, Dhamma Pranam Maharaj ji. Thank you so much.
गाओ रंग
Nityananda.
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 हरि हरि